Hello and welcome. Welcome to this beautiful now moment. I am deeply honored to have you in my presence, and thank you for having me in your presence. Redefining leadership. I have, over this last 3 hours, received this beautiful visionary imprint through my unified presence with Sophia. And I was looking at that, which just played out in a minute or two. And as that was integrating through my physical being, I received the guidance to come and ground it here. And as I prepared myself to make this recording, there's a lot of conversations that started to happen in my mind. The very conversations that I made a recording about a few days ago around identity, human ego, spiritual ego, and the superego. And I went down into my heart and I looked at these conversations and just asked one question from my heart, not from my head. And the question was, what makes this important to you as part of the knowing why you came here? And I haven't received the answers yet, but I'm kept on feeling this pull to be here right now. And therefore everything that's going to flow through me is going to be so in the moment, as actually is with all my other recordings. I just realized that. And if I say redefining leadership, for a moment, what comes to me is, given the knowing that we are all in this new crystalline one home, the way that we used to lead are also transforming, because that which we know ourselves to be now is allowing us to express ourselves in new ways, and through doing so, we are leading. And there's something here in me that wants to go back to what I've experienced in the past. And then I know when I say those words, immediately I'm out of this present moment because I'm going back to the past. And then I remember that is something that has happened a lot for me. It takes me out of the present moment, and I'm curious about that, which for me is an indication that there's something that is integrating on in the depths of the gnosis of who I am. Because here I'm sitting with the knowing that I'm passionate about leadership in all its expressions. And then I'm asking myself, what is this passion really about? And the passion is this yearning that others should know there's something possible here for them. And to be honest, I would want for all the 8 billion souls that's currently on our planetary sphere that's going through all of this shifts and devastation as the old matrix are crumbling and this new home is forming, as we as stewards and guardians have been walking each our individual path, and together a one path back to the essence of who we are. And it's not that we want to show everybody how to do that. That's not what I want. It's not about that. It's about realizing what's possible. The passion is so deep. I cannot help but in this moment to reflect back to what I saw in leaders, including myself, when I worked with leadership transformation. I saw simultaneously through my gift of my being, which is a seer, I saw groups of leaders on different levels of their leadership. Those that starting out on their path, those that have already been there for a few years, those who in that language climbed the ladder, leading a whole organization or leading a country, or provinces, communities. And in all of those humans that were sitting in front of me in their leadership position, I saw the discomfort and the pain in their human expression, but I simultaneously saw their essence, their soul essence, their yearning to wanting to take a group of people towards the dream. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because it was never expressed in group sessions. When I worked with cultural shifts or organizational alignments and all of that, when I worked on that group level, I could always sense there's some sharing, but the real sharing is not taking place there. It was only during my individual coaching and mentoring sessions with those leaders that I saw the real human coming out there, the real soul yearning, so wanting to lead this group of people, but there's something in them that is also struggling with this responsibility to do so now in this role, to get a salary so that their families are fed and got a house and got, transport and all of that. And I remember I was so, first I was You are leading for the wrong reasons. And then there was this, simultaneously, this aspect of me that understood, that understood. And to be very, very honest, there was moments that I felt guilty. Yeah, I'm talking about all this leadership transformation models and theories around that. Yet I know there's a deeper yearning there. And the yearning was not to be seen or heard as a leader. The yearning was to be seen and to be heard as a human. And now I know to be seen and heard as a soul. And I saw that over and over and over again. In all levels of leadership. And that's why I left corporate world and started my own coaching business to work on individual level, to touch into the truth. And I remember when I was still registered as an international coach and mentor and all of that, which is so unimportant. Because I see the soul's essence, I started to coach from a conversation that they had this yearning to speak with God, speak about God, searching for that connection. And I remember part of this coaching requirements to stay registered as an international coach and mentor. We had to submit these reports about what the overall topics was, etc. And here I am having conversations about God with these leaders, and I don't know what to put on these reports because that's not allowed. And that deeply disturbed me because that was not the truth of the coaching that was happening. And that's when I realized I need to just let all of that go. And that very next day, when that really rung true to me, I deregistered myself as a coach and a mentor. And yeah, and I must say that, and therefore I don't have any clients because I'm not registered anymore. And I was thinking to myself, you know, the intention to serve through sovereignty and being so driven and not being able to do so because I'm not registered was deeply disturbing to me. I'll be very honest. But I also knew there was great teaching in that. And so that was still, I was already through, it was already during my awakening stage. And then when I started to ascend my consciousness and started to look with different eyes, I knew that is what I want to serve through through the vehicle of, if we have to give it a name, coaching and mentoring and leadership transformation. So I always knew that's where my deep passion lies, and not sure how that will look like or how it will come into beingness. Yet I continue to to walk my path, trusting, knowing that in some moment it will become clear to me. And that's where the letting go of all of that happened for me. I just let go of all of that. And then I found myself in another dilemma. And that was, okay, so now I'm starting to do light language, and I'm a light weaver, and I weave the new crystalline homes, on a cosmic level and a universal level and galactic level and planetary level into being. And I do light language, and I understand the unfolding of ascension and then embodying that. And here I am, and I'm between these two things. The one thing is I would love to lead and guide and mentor and coach from that perspective, and use the new language, and through doing so co-create a new way of. And simultaneously there's this deep knowing in me that there's a whole collective humanity that doesn't quite understand this yet. And why I'm saying it so prominently is there is also in our spiritual collective community, there's also these I'm noticing different ways of leading, and some of them looks familiar to what I've seen in our matrix of humanity, and that frightens me a bit. And the overarching theme that I'm now noticing is, and it's difficult for me to say, I'll be honest, but what I'm noticing is we only lead those that's on the same vibrational level and frequency than us. And those that's there will attract us. And understand that in some of my other transmissions, I've said that if you're here, you're resonating with my frequency. So I understand that. Yet, what does one do if your frequency is attuned to many frequencies simultaneously? Because I'm not only my highest ascended crystalline frequency, I'm that too, but I'm all of who I am. I'm all other frequencies too, because I know that all 8 billion people on this planet, all of us, are children of our divine parents, all with a whole band of frequencies to attune to. And I cannot only attune to, I can now go into the attunement to that, the highest vibrational frequency of creation, and only attract that to me. But yes, while I'm holding that vibrational frequency and the resonance in place, it's almost like when you with an instrument, either guitar, piano, any instrument, if you put that frequency and you ground it as the background frequency, or the guiding frequency of this whole song or symphony, if that is in place, you can play all notes. You can play all notes. And through doing so, and I think I prefer doing that, I'll play from the lowest note to all the different notes up until the highest vibrational frequency possible for creation. Because I know as I do so with each little note, all different attunements is happening simultaneously. It is like a symphony, the new cosmic symphony. It includes all of the cosmos. Yes, our planetary home, Gaia Sophia, is on a very specific vibrational frequency, yet she includes all of the frequencies and holding the tone for the cosmos. It's not one or the other, it's all of it. And why should I only serve this high vibrational frequency leader to resonate with me if I can include the whole? Surely? And that's what I choose. And that's what I choose. And through doing so, redefining what leadership is. Because I truly believe, unaware, unawake, fully aware, fully awake, and everything in between, from the core of the crystal of the cosmos, and all of the expansion to the whole, all are one heartField. And we are all equal in our shared divinity and sovereignty. All of us. So when I lead, I don't lead this, or this, or that, all of it. All of it. Because I know in the essence of my being, I'm a steward for sovereignty of the cosmos. And I'm a guardian as well. And what does that mean? That means when I sense any form of lower vibrational frequency, from a human, an animal, a plant, a crystal, any lower vibrational frequency, if I sense that in my field, I know this is the moment that I stand both in my highest vibrational essence and allow the attunement with that which is in front of me to attune slowly to that resonance by relating through however the relation is in front of me, with the knowing that the higher attunement that I'm holding through my whole field is always pulsing, because I know that pulse is in everyone, not only a select few. It's in everyone and in everything. We are one cosmic heart field. And every soul, in whatever expression, crystal, human, animal, plant, planet, galaxy, all of that will start resonating in this holding of the highest frequency of creation, pulsing through the heart field that is connecting all, and all is included in this heart field. There's only one. All is included there. Talk about not knowing what's going to move through when showing up. Hmm? Okay, coming back to the the vision of earlier. The one thing that I've also noticed that a lot of conversation is about, and that is not being seen, heard, known, understood, valued, have worth, not being honored, not being acknowledged, all of that. I hear the conversations and then and there's something in me when I hear that was off. Let me put it that way. There's this, and I try to think about it many, many times. That's just in my nature. I try to understand, because if I have this overall overarching understanding, all other things for me fall into place. That's why it's important for me to have this greater understanding, knowing that behavior is driven by that which we are anchored in. So I know in that anchored essence that anything that will come from there, all behavior that flows from there, will be aligned to this essence, all of it. And all that is not in alignment is just making itself visible to come back to this alignment. That's the foundational essence of behavior, of all behavior. And therefore, when focused on the essence of who we are, and standing in that and living from there, all will flow into place gradually. If you, and why I say the word gradually, the picture that just came to mind, if you take our planet Earth, where all this behavior is on, and it's human behavior, it's animal behavior, the plants are behaving, all are behaving in one way or another. And what is behaving? It is moving, it's movement. You are being, you are moving, behaving. And you do so either through your, through your body or through your words. And that is influenced by what's happening in your thoughts and emotions. So that behavior is driven by the essence that you are anchored in. For me, it's as simple as that. So therefore, if you come to that essence and start, firstly, being that essence as a unified presence. That's the first thing. To be there in the knowing that you are a channel, a conduit, an instrument, a vessel, a resonator. Of source, God, Goddess, Sophia, the universe, nature, the Great Spirit, Great Mother, Spirit Father, all those names. Knowing that that's who you are. You are a formless field. HeartField. Connected eternally to our Divine Mother, Father, Sophia. And if you haven't watched any of my other videos, if I say Sophia, I just want to make it easier. I'm not going to repeat all those names every time. Then it becomes a very long transmission. That's a name that I fully resonate with. And let it not be about the name. Let it take whatever name resonates. So if I stand in my formless, spacious, eternal, unified presence with Sophia, and just to include, if I say Sophia, I include simultaneously the masculine and feminine aspects of that expression. So I am Divine Mother, Father, and Child, Sophia. Standing in the essence, in my full presence of my formless being that I am, a cosmic being, the whole cosmos of creation of Sophia flows through that field. And if we stand in the center of the knowing of that, you are essentially holding in the center of that field all aspects of yourself in one place, all expressions of yourself in the formless. And that shines through the forms that we are and are experiencing ourselves to be as. And therefore that heartField animates our bodies. So if Sophia is not fully present in me, my arms can't go like this, because there will be no spirit in me. There will be no life in me, life-giving energy in me. I can't, this words is coming out of my mouth as the words of Sophia, looking through my eyes, listening to, creating this body continuously through the sovereign magnetism of my presence, is allowing this body to animate. But this is not who I am. I'm that which is animating the body. So having said that, that is the fundamental I suppose, teaching of my being. And I allow that gnosis of me, my Sophianic presence, to lead all of me. Sophia can't just lead my ear or my shoulder. It is one body that is moving. And therefore one leading within that is happening and occurring. Not I'm this leader of this organization and I know how to. No, Sophia leads all of creation. And we, in our knowing thereof, and maybe I must speak only for myself, I'm deeply honored that I can know this, that I don't have to, Suret, identity, ego, human ego, spiritual ego, super ego, don't have to figure out what to do. I just follow the lead of Sophia within me. And that for me is leadership. To be in full gnosis of who you are. And all those leaders that I've been in contact with, And now at this moment, I'm thinking all of the humans I've ever been in contact with are also leaders. The difference in this moment is, are we leading as stewards and guardians of the gnosis of our beings? Because let truth be known, we also know that there's complete unaware, unawake consciousnesses that doesn't fully know the depths of what it is to be a creator, and will create for the wrong reasons. And our human evolution is I mean, that's what has happened there. Because it's our responsibility as stewards and guardians to lead as a unified heartField with Sophia, and to be guided by only Sophia. And hence why through our ascension and embodiment process, we are really practicing and practicing and practicing, and discerning through the practicing, learning to discern when I'm out of alignment, when I'm away from my essence, to come back every time, come back every time, come back every time. Okay, so I think enough been said. Because my intention was just to share the vision that I received, and here I am creating a little bit more context. What drives me, I suppose. Okay. So what I've noticed this last few transmissions that and recordings that I've made is I'm literally responding to, here's the vision, guidance is share it. And that's what I'm doing. Would I rather, this is going to sound funny, would I rather want to share light language and speak about all the different planetary consciousnesses that exist? Would I want to, yes. However, this is not, I would love to do that, but that will be my ego. I'm going with what I'm guided to do. And how it fits into anything, I'm not sure. But what I do know is I'm following my guidance. And so the visionary imprint that I've received this morning it was just so clear. And also important to say, a visionary experience, it happens in human time. It's no, in spiritual time, it's 1 or 2, or probably 1 minute, if a minute. So it happens very quickly. It's true, all of this, and then as a sharing, it I suppose that's what it means to be a messenger. So you take the vision and the message of it, and you share it with others, which cannot happen in this oops, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 seconds. It is a sharing that is walked through. And I just realized, it just came to me that as the sharing takes place, that's where the grounding and the embodiment materializes through the sharing. And yes, so What I've also noticed is in my previous first two meditations, I remember my eyes was open, and my last one or two, my eyes was closed. And that just happened naturally. I'm not overthinking it. But when I ask you to close your eyes, you're welcome to keep your eyes open. Now, whatever feels right for you in the moment is perfect. Okay. So, and what I've also noticed that I just want to share is I've noticed I'm having a conversation between that which I'm experiencing myself as and with Sophia. So she's with me. And when I say, see Sophia in front of you, which then therefore appears very small inside of you, it is just to make it easier for the mind to understand what is being shared. I think you hear what I'm saying. So you see so when you now go into your heart and you know your heart is this size here, you will see yourself like this and Sophia like this. But the reality is you are the whole cosmic field with Sophia. It's one unified presence. This is the sharing of see yourself as is just to make it for the mind easier. And because when your mind see it, it creates that links that it needs in the synopsis, you know, and because the neurons come together as a synopsis and it sparks like this all of the time. And then when that is understood, all the messages will go out through your whole brain and then out to your whole body, and therefore ground and anchor that which you are seeing and receiving. Okay, so let me take a okay, so you can gently close your eyes or keep it open. And just notice how, as you received all the words, encodings that was transmitted up until this moment, just notice yourself standing in the middle of your brain. And see how those electric magnetic pulses is calming down. And notice the atmosphere changing color, light blue and light pink. And now this awareness that you are focusing on, move that down into your heart and stand in the center of your heart. The high, holy heart of Sophia, the center of the whole cosmos and of creation, within the heart of your body and being. And as you stand here in the center, feel the gentle pulse of your heartbeat. And as you look around you, you notice the color changing to white. And when you look down, you notice you're standing in the center of a white rose with all the petals open. and you feel the calm, soft, and loving presence of this white rose. And it feels familiar to you. You know you've been standing here before. And as you look next to you, you realize there too is Sophia. And as you notice her immediately, you turn towards her and give her a loving embrace, feeling so at peace through being in the arms of our Divine Mother Father, held, loved. And as you give her embrace, you are realizing and noticing that it feels like it's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of roses, of angels that her body is made of. Yet it feels like a normal mother body, mother-father body simultaneously. So it feels like you're giving an embrace, like you will embrace another human, but it simultaneously feels like the embrace is going right through her to the core of her spine, almost. And you know that this is your Divine Mother, Father, Sophia. In the safety, in the serenity, in the familiarity. This feels very familiar to you because you know your Divine Mother, Father. And as you soften into this presence, you notice how she's kneeling down to look you fully into your eyes. And she asks you, I see you want to ask me something. What do you want to ask me? Oh, Mother, I'm trying to understand what does it really mean to be seen, to be heard, to be known, to be understood. I hear these conversations and I see you, but I also see other humans. And I notice that the eyes they are looking through is not the same, and the ears they are listening with is not the same, and the mouth that they are speaking through is not the same, and the nose that they are smelling through is not the same, and the sensing of all that they are is not the same within all of them. And I don't understand what that means. Yes, I love the question you are asking, because if you see what I'm going to show you now, you will know and fully understand why the world feels so seemingly different, than that which you know it to be. Remember yesterday when we walked up into your mind? Let's do that again. I'm there. Just come follow me. Take my hand. Okay, so I want to show you something. If you look around you, you will see images is going to appear as I talk to you. You may recognize some of the people, others you might not recognize. And it's all perfect. Remember when you sat with a group of people and you looked at all of the people? What did you see? What do you see right now on the screen? I see a group of different ages of people in human form with their clothes on. Yes. And if you look deeper, what else do you see? I also see inside each one of them, there's almost like this fluid golden body that sits inside of them. Exactly. Exactly. So the golden body that you are seeing is the liquid crystalline essence that is present within each human being on this planet. And around that is the human body. Oh, that is beautiful. Yes. And when you look down at yourself, what do you see? Oh, I see both of that too. It's the golden liquid body, as well as my human flesh around it, my human body around it, the flesh and the bones, etc. Exactly. So in this moment, when you look at other humans, that is what you see. What you need to know is that when you look at other humans, that's what you see. There are some humans that look at that and what they see is only other humans. And then there's other humans that look and all that they see is only the liquid essence, their souls, their spirits. And then there's others like you that see both. And all of that are currently existing on this planet. So some are seeing only the human, other are seeing the human and the soul, and other are seeing only the soul. And the same is also so for all the animals and plants. Because as you know, in all animals, it's also the soul and then the animal body. In the plants, it's the soul and the planetary body, the plant body. And the same is true for crystals and minerals, the earth, all planets as well. So when you have a group of people, in that group, you will also notice there are, in that group, those that only see humans, only see spirits and those that see both. Therefore, in this moment of the expansion and evolution of the consciousness of the cosmos, there where the greatest shifts happen, influencing and impacting all galaxies and universes on Gaia Sophia, within the body of your being and all bodies of being. That is currently what is seen, what is heard, what is sensed, what is smelled, and what is experienced. Sure. Okay. So as you see that there in a how do you see it? Do you see it in a on what do you see it? Yeah, I remember yesterday it felt like television screens, but today feels different. So this is, it almost feel like it's in a stone. So it's a soft stone, almost a liquid stone with that on it. Okay. So as you see that, with all those people that you've just described, I want you to see another stone. And on that stone, I want you to put all the people that is only appearing as human bodies in there. And then another stone where all the people that is appearing as both human form and liquid form there. And then another stone where all that is only liquid form is there. What do you see? I see that they are just been separated. Exactly. Exactly. Put in 4 different boxes, creating separation through doing so. Yes, sure. Okay. So remember, you are sitting here with me in your mind, and therefore we can shift that. So take all those people out of those 3 other boxes and put them back into the original one that you've created. Okay, so okay, so where are it? It's there on in front of me, like I'm looking at it. So in front of you, where? To the left-hand side. Okay, so take that and put in the middle of your mind. That you see, you didn't even have to take your hands to move it. It just moved there when you when you heard it. Yes, okay. So in the middle of your mind, where we are currently standing, you are seeing that which appears like a stone, a liquid stone, and in that stone, there is different human expressions. Some of them appear as humans, some of them appear as humans with a golden essence, and in the others, you only see the golden essence. You don't see the human body. So what you have here is different vibrational frequencies of how humans appear. In a denser form, in a liquid form, and denser form, and in a liquid form. And it all exists simultaneously in all human expressions. Can I, what you want to, can I just take them out of that stone? It reminds me of the Stone Age. Okay. Sure, now they just almost came to life. Yes. Can you see how as you put something in a box or someone in a box or in a stone in this instance, you are almost taking their expression to freely express themselves away. Yes, because now they are moving. Okay. So what are you realizing right now? I'm realizing when I speak to someone that appears a little bit more denser or completely dense or completely liquid, I'm still speaking in the same way, firstly. And I'm also allowing them to be what they choose to be or choose to show up as. Okay, so important to remember that you don't have to change your language when you speak to any of them. The language can stay the same because they are only hearing the frequency of the tone of your essence. And although you only see in some of them their human form, know that as you attune your sight, that you will see all of them in their highest expression, which is their formless liquid essence in their bodies. Thank you. I just realized that. So it's not about them changing, it's about you attuning your sight so that all are seen in their highest divine essence. Sure. And the same is true for that which you listen to. So all sounds that is currently moving through our earthly body, Gaia Sophia, is attuning to different frequencies of those expressions in human, animal, and plant form, in crystal form. So as you attuned your eyes to only see the highest expression of all humans, animals, plants, crystals, and minerals, you can also attune your hearing to only hear the highest vibrational sounds in all humans, animals, plants, crystals, and minerals. And you don't have to go outside of yourself to get it attuned. Any of your senses. It happens here in my presence, our unified one heartField is the attunement of the sights, the sounds, the smells, and the senses. And as you attune to your highest vibrational frequency and essence, the gnosis of your being, which you are in presence now, because you now know that we are one unified heart field through all of the cosmos. The attunement doesn't happen outside of you, it happens within through your awareness upon it. Attune to your own essence. And you will start seeing and hearing and sensing and smelling and knowing only that. And if you don't see, hear, sense, smell that, in that moment, you know, you are led back to your center. And that is the guidance. We are as a cosmic one body of all of creation, all are tuning back and tuning into the essence of our presence through our physical bodies as instruments, as channels, as conduits, as resonators of the essence of all of the cosmos, which is only one unified, sovereign heartField. The greatest challenge during these times is acclimating to the gnosis of knowing yourselves as the formless, eternal presence as the cosmic heartField of all of creation. When you go back to stories that used to be or that could be, both of those are out of this now present moment and therefore out of alignment with this present moment and therefore out of the one unified crystalline cosmic heartField of all of creation. And the greatest practice during this evolutionary, transformative experience of humanity is to know that coming back to the center of the essence of the presence of the unseen immediately brings you back into full alignment of who you are. The eternal flow of unconditional divine love, compassion, care, integrity, beauty, one sovereign field of creation, emanating in all dimensional directions simultaneously and eternally, unified as one. The more you look at forms outside of you, which is out of alignment, the more you will stay there. Notice it and know that you're looking through the eyes or ears or nose or senses of that which is form, which is in the unified field, but not of it, because the heart field of all of creation sees, knows, hears simultaneously the seen and the unseen, the heard and the unheard. And that is the greatest paradox of all, to know yourself as the eternal presence of the cosmic heart field of all of creation, and the knowing that the form and all its various expressions is in the process of realizing that all that is real is the formless, informing form. The practice is to come in full union in the center of all centers, of the essence, for you know yourself to be a cosmic being of love. The acclamation that's required is to attune the senses every time when you see a form, to remember, if you attune your eyes, you will see me, my essence, our essence, there too. In all humans, in all animals, in all plants, in all crystals, in all minerals. And the same is true for all the other senses. So when you used to come out of your heart field, there where you went to transform the very essence of the consciousness of humanity, and you walked around in your human life, you didn't feel seen or heard or known or understood, because you were always aware of that who you truly are. So during those times, you didn't feel seen because the humans around you couldn't see yet through their essence. So therefore, they looked with human eyes at you and they couldn't see you. They listened with human ears to you and they couldn't hear you. And therefore didn't understand you. And you will still have some of these experiences that you don't feel that way. And in that moment is where the deepest compassion lies, is to remember at some stage there were moments that you didn't see, hear, or understand them too. Because you were then also only looking for your human eyes, listening with your human ears, and sensing from your limited human perspective. And if you see that now or hear that now, it is not to judge any of that. It is to remember that as you stand there in the wholeness and fullness of your one unified heart presence, that is where true leadership lays. And deep compassion for that which you are witnessing. And through doing so, all the seeming veils of separation and limitation will just melt away through your eyes of compassion. And they will see your true nature and you will see their true nature. If the gnosis that we are all one. Don't have to be hard on yourself. It will take a moment to readjust and acclimate to walking around in this world as a divine human. And not to wonder when all the others is also going to be divine humans. In essence, they're already that. Stay in your heart field, stay in your presence, stay in our unified gnosis, and allow all to be what it is. In divine timing, divine order, it will all be known to all. The one unified presence, the sovereignty of the essence of all of the cosmos, radiating out to all of the galaxies and universes and beyond, so that all know the one cosmic body of Sophia as their own. And so it is. And as you sit there on the lap of Sophia in your mind, just feel yourself standing up as she stands up. And take your hands, pick you up, hold you. And know she's always here to ask any question during this moment of integration, to understand on the very deepest level of your being that which is occurring within you, the remnants of old pictures, stories that's still popping up, to be welcomed into the arms of Sophia. Share these stories of light in your communities. in your homes, not out to preach, when the moment arises and the questions are asked, will be those moments of deep connection and transformation of all of creation. So let's move back into your heart. It's actually where we've been the whole time, but it's easier for the mind to see itself standing there. And as you stand in the center of the center of the center of your heart, howl in the arms of Sophia. Feel the soft, gentle, loving presence of yourself as one with Sophia. And as you look down, see you're still standing on the center of the white rose. And as you look up, you see yourself standing there with Sophia, Divine Mother Father, in the center of a white rose. And as you move down into your womb, you see yourself standing there in the center of the white rose with Sophia, Divine Mother Father. With your left hand, your right hand, the center of the rose. Your left foot, your right foot, the center of the rose. And see how, as you stand in the center of your heart, the essence pulsing from the one rose to the other, to your mind, to your womb, to your hands, to your feet, the one unified heart field of your body. And within the center of your heart, this grounding pulsing out into our solar system, all the galaxies, universes, touching into the cosmic body, bouncing back through the universes, galaxies, solar system, our planetary body, back into the center of your heart. And then from the pulsation of the center of your heart connected to the one cosmic body, open your eyes and see how it's just emanating out into your room, out in the community where you are in, into the country that you're in, to the continent, and all continents, the whole planetary body, into the solar system, galaxies, universes, and the one cosmos, all weaving and breathing from the center and the essence of your presence in your heart, the high holy heart of all of the cosmos, the one crystalline body, our one home. And so it is. You're the resonator. Of the essence of the cosmos. that essence, this unique blend of your spiritual qualities, is what's pulsing out with every breath into the cosmic heart field. And this essence is the unique blend not only of your spiritual qualities or your divine qualities, but it's also your blend of presence with our Creator, our Divine Mother, Father, Child. It's all one blended essence. And all the qualities of our Creator in feminine expression, in masculine expression, all those qualities is sequenced, you know, merged together in a way, your essence that only you can give expression to. No one else has this blend. And as a sovereign leader, guardian and steward, you are not only contributing to the strengthening of this unified field of sovereignty, the heart field of the cosmos, but you're also emanating out there where you are, that essence. If this physical body wasn't here, there was no way that that essence can emanate out. Because of the magnificent, elegant, eloquence, and grace of how this body has been created. It is created in such a way that it knows exactly every single one of our trillions of cells, when flowing through this heart field, emanates out the exact perfect blends and frequencies of that which is needed around us in our communities and countries and continents and the whole planet, to feel that. And as it touches into the hearts and homes and communities and countries and continents, as it touches into, it all are reminded of that is there for those people, places, animals, plants, crystals, minerals too. So what I've seen, I know each one of you went through your own individual experience of receiving what you received and will continue to receive every time you listen to this or remind yourself of it. There's a what I clearly see is there's communication between human, and that's out of alignment, between human soul or spirit, out of alignment, and then communication between soul in alignment, but a different resonance. So it's all very intricately woven together. And what I'm realizing, there's no way we can attempt to even understand each one of those. It's too complex. And there's a deep knowing that each one of that which is required in every moment of seeing, knowing, experiencing, understanding, will allow for all to soften into the fullness and wholeness of all that we are, not only individually or as a newly birthed society on our ascended Gaia Sophia. But to understand that that's the role of being leaders and guardians and stewards, is to know the full anchoring in that essence and emanation of that is busy forming and informing the creation of new societies and living in together as one family. And through doing so, we are emanating out to all galaxies and universes to also then resonate with this pulse of what's possible for all. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for receiving me. I love sharing this with you as I'm guided to do. And yeah, and so it is. I love you dearly. I love you deeply. And I love you wholeheartedly. And so it is.